In this problem, you're given a card class, a very straightforward class that implements a standard playing card. There's a somewhat funky way to construct it. You give a type, which is a string, the number 2 to 10, or J, Q, K, or A for those other cards. And then you get a suit, which is spades, hearts, diamonds, or clubs. And then the J for joker. The J is over here because over here we had a J for jack, and so you can't have both. And so to construct a joker, the type doesn't matter, and the suit is the bogus J. All right, so now we're supposed to make this measurable, and that means two things. We have to add implements measurable here. And we have to supply the getMeasure method. The tester tests both of those things. The first one is maybe a little bit subtle. Notice over here, I'm constructing a card, so this is an object of type card, but it's being assigned to a measurable reference. So if you had forgotten to make card implement measurable, then the compiler would complain here, and it would have said, I don't know that a card is actually measurable, but if once you added that in, all is fine. And then over here, of course, we call the getMeasure method and see that it does what is required by the specifications. So all we have to do is go into the card class. Here's the implements measurable. And down here is the getMeasure method. There was the unpleasant requirement that if the card was improperly constructed, then the measure is -1. And so there's two ways of making it improper, I suppose. One is that if you don't use one of these 5 letters in the second parameter of the constructor, and the other one is if you don't use one of these letters here in the first letter of the constructor, but I guess the other thing is if you had a J, then it was said it doesn't matter, so in that case it would be okay. So here are these two -1s. Then it says if it's a joker, then it should be 0. If it's an ace, it is 11. If it's a king, queen, or jack, it's a 10. And otherwise, it is whatever this number was. It was a string, so we need to parse it out as an integer. And that's a measure. Now, why is this a double here? Because that's what the measurable interface requires. It works in general for doubles. In our case, they're always integers, but that's okay.